Hello, beautiful people. This is Charity Warimo Ngugi-Latz, and I am just here to say I love you so much for listening to me. And today I just want to talk about something which I've written down, and I'm going to be reading it so that I may be able to say it precisely the way it should be. There is still a chance of resolving and saving yourself from some drama, not to invade your space. By taking an inventory of everything to do with your life. As a child of God, you owe that to yourself, not to be distracted or to be dismissed or to be misdirected. So, the first inventory, which is very important, is your spirituality, the space you share with the Creator. Let it be sacred. That space is your thoughts and your heart. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. Because if you encounter God in everything that you do, you're bound to have only good thoughts, thoughts of growth, thoughts of building others, thoughts of making others better, thoughts of making yourself better, and creating a very conducive space for everybody. So, and the second one, which is what is really disturbing most of us, myself included, is not this idea that we do not live in the present moment. Living in the present moment is very important, and especially when it comes to relationships. You have to analyze your relationships in the present moment. Stop analyzing them with the past. Stop analyzing them with the assumptions of the future. Analyze them in the present space. Is there a violation to your dignity? And what do I mean by dignity? It's your value and your worth. Are you being heard? Are you being seen? Are you feeling comfortable? Are you feeling fearful? When you are in a certain place and especially with certain people, then it's a time to let go. It's a time to let go or to separate for some time because it doesn't matter who it is. It could be your siblings, it could be even your parents. It could be, because I'm talking to grown ups right now, it could be your parents, it could be your children, it is a time to let go and give each other some space and look at the situation as a witness and listen to your heart and your thoughts. How are your thoughts when you're with this person? Do you become aggressive? Do you feel fearful? Do you feel sad? Or do you feel joy? Let your relationships be one where you feel joy and you feel respect for the person, and the person also reciprocates in the same way. They give you what you give, you get, and what you get, you also give, so that it is a balanced relationship. Nobody is manipulating the other, and nobody is misusing the other, and that is so important. We have been talking about red flags, especially when it comes to intimate relationship. The problem is we make too much assumptions in relationships, and this is where we go wrong, and this is where we come across problems. So it is a very important time before the 2020 time is closed to analyze your relationship. Even and not only relationship, even spaces where you go is what kind of a place it is, how does your body react to it? Start listening to yourself. And this is what we call self-care, and this is what we call self-love. When you have that self-care and you have that self-love, you are able to control your thoughts, and you are able to hinder yourself from being hurt in advance, and also you are able to search for help. If you know that you cannot do it, you have to get some help. And this idea of where if you are suffering, that you don't want to discuss your issue with anybody because people will laugh at you and all that. I'm not saying that you take the microphone and advertise it to everybody, but you should always talk to somebody. The idea of keeping things to yourself, and it creates these thoughts in your mind that nobody cares, and listening to other people telling you nobody cares. No, 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 no. Out of the 10 people you will tell, or 5 or 4, then you should be able to get some help. It doesn't matter because sometimes the help that you need is just somebody to listen to you and somebody to give you a perspective, to see your story from another perspective. Because sometimes, if you're like me, sometimes I overreact about some things. And then later, when I look at it the next day, I find that it's very difficult. But when I find myself that I'm having a very difficult time making a certain decision, I have at least 5 friends. These are people sometimes I don't even talk to for a very long time, but they are there. They are people I value the relationship I have with them, because they are people who will always tell me genuinely, Charity, here you are going wrong. Charity, this way, I think this thing, I think you are underestimating yourself, or especially because I tend to underestimate myself. I'm those type of people who really help others and forget to help myself. That is very crazy. So I've come to learn that I need to talk to somebody about myself so that they can advise me sometimes what are my weaknesses, because most of the time we don't see our weaknesses or we deny them. Anyway, all this talk is about saying that 2020, I don't want to bore you too much, but this is what I'm going to be talking about every day until I bore you to death, because I want you to realize that you cannot love other people and you'll not be a good person amongst other people, and people will always somehow reject you because you're harboring so much cluttered thoughts. You are not stable mentally because you have too much about what people think about you, competing, especially on social media or whatever. And that's why I've been quiet for some time, because I really want to engage. I want to engage. And I'm so happy with your time, for giving me your time. I tend to overtalk. Sometimes I'm excited that you have listened to me until this point. I would like this conversation to continue. It was just a trial. And after that, we shall be able to talk on topics that are relevant to us both, so that we can be more loving people, so that we can stop stepping on each other's toes, and we can love each other more, and so that we can go into 2021 clear about exactly who am I, why am I here, how can I help, where do I need help? That's a very important. Please subscribe to my channel because it makes it easier for us to communicate. And in this way, you're also promoting a sister, a friend, a mother, a grandmother, and I love you all. Thank you.